Here we go. You were ready tonight, wasn't you? All right, let's see what we got tonight. We got one I hadn't ever used. Have a good night, Marie, and be safe going home. Yeah, you're on the ball tonight, girl. Oh, and before I forget, sometimes I think we're all nuts. Because we are. We are, right? Yay! This is, I'm going to have to put my little cinnamon buns to hold this one. This is Apache Tears. Right here. Yeah, look, Alex, you didn't have to remind me. I remembered. This is Apache Tears. This is Green Opal. I call it Gropal. This is Rose Quartz. This is Amazonite. This is Sodalite. And this is Lepidolite. Let me put my little cinnamon buns on so I can hold this heifer, because she a little one. I can stick it up under here and I won't have to try to hold it. But, oh, I almost dropped it trying to get it in there. Give me a minute. I'm struggling. Okay, there it is. See it? Apache Tears boosts your immune system, helps with pain, stress, anxiety, inflammation, grief, helps absorb and process overwhelming emotions. It's good for lots of things. Cinnamon roll, cinnamon bun. We got the cinnamon. Let me turn this light back down a little bit. That's too much in my eyeballs. Can't stand it that bright. Don't forget to breathe. Don't forget to have something to hydrate with, and to consent by saying it to yourself, saying it out loud, typing in the chat, however you want to do it. All that happy stuff. Hey JJ, how are you? Oh, Hank was feeling a little better this afternoon. I checked on him. She said he was finally, that some of that was finally loosening up and he was able to cough, get some of it out. So I think the Tamiflu was the thing to do. I asked her, I said, how are you and Ansley still okay? She said, so far so good. I said, well, I hope y'all don't get it. She said, I don't want that mess. I said, I know you don't. I don't blame you. Yeah, me too. Bless his heart, he was one sick little child. This one is Apache Tears. Don't drop your ears, that's right. Drop your shoulders away from your ears. Don't drop your ears. Keep them in the upright position. That'll always be funny. She was trying to be so serious and go through the relax your brow bone, unclench your jaw, drop your shoulders from ears, and she said, drop your ears. I cracked up. We won't ever forget that one, will we? That was funny. She said, drop your ears. Then she was like, don't drop your ears. Yeah, that one will always be funny. Thank you, Alex. Me too. Bless his heart. He felt rough there for a few days. That's the thing about school children, though. It doesn't matter if they're in kindergarten or a senior. They're going to get crap from school and bring it home. Yeah, that's right, Alec. He hardly ever misses school, so he was good with that. Anyway. Let me ask y'all a question. You know, used to when the child was out of school and you had a doctor's excuse, you just sent the doctor's excuse to school with the child, right? Have any of y'all schools started that crap where you have to email it? You can't send it. You cannot send it by the child. You cannot bring it to the school and hand it to them. You have to email it. Then half the time they say they didn't get the email. And they send you a nice little, not so nice letter saying that your child was marked an excuse because they didn't get an excuse. And you're like, I emailed it to where you told me to email it to, and they're like, I didn't get it. Well, see, they won't let them bring it to the office here. They started that crap this year. And people are already fussing. School hasn't been in, what, a month? People are already fussing because they're not getting their email. I said, honey, if they sent me a little letter, they better be glad mine's out. Because if they sent me a little letter like that, I'd take the little heifer up there to the office. And I said, since y'all can't get this on your email here, make you a copy of it. I'm not emailing it again. Don't think I wouldn't, because I would. I'd be like, somebody's not doing their job. Or something's happening. That's the way it should be, Jennifer. You should be able to do either one. But somebody tried taking it up there and they was like, you can't do that. I was like, that's bullshit. You heard that? What? Oh my God. Mine would go to the doctor whenever he needed to. Oh, you hadn't heard anybody say, okay. Yeah, they have to have all that stuff. The girl that rents our house up there that moved in right about the time school started, she had to have all that stuff to prove, because they changed. He was going to school at the next town up because that's where they lived. And this is in Brantley zone, so he had to have all that stuff too. Allie, that's crazy. I was thinking maybe you had moved or something was why you had to do it. What is going on? That's crazy. Have they done that to anybody else? Did he turn that television up? Because it sure is loud. Maybe it's just be the show he's watching. Maybe he might have changed shows and one of them's louder than the other one. I asked him to have it turned down. I should have checked it myself, I guess. He said he did, but we know how that goes, right? Who knows? Did y'all hear him burp? He's in the kitchen. You hear him getting ice? I was going to get him to Trish, and before I came in here, and I forgot it. Hey, Nicole, how are you? Welcome in. Good to see you. Yeah, you hear the ice baby, honey. You can't miss that. He's liable to open the door and yell, so don't be surprised. Yeah, we got Apache tears, and it's a little tiny one, so yeah, that's why we got gluten-free cinnamon buns tonight. For it. Thank you for the heart, me, Nicole. Oh. I said I better get the cinnamon buns out for that one, cause trying to hold that little bitty one, I'd be dropping that heifer. Well, you better go get you some, girl. Better go get you some ice, baby. I don't know why he didn't do that before he came in here. I think he likes for y'all to hear him so I can say, we heard you getting the ice last night. I didn't do right. I had my hands in the way. Dad, blame it. Sorry, Nicole. Thank you. I like that, though. I like the little party glasses. He does, Alex. I think he does, too. He acts like he don't, but he lying. Ice, baby. That's so aggravating, Trish. It gets on my nerves. Yeah. What I'm gonna sing, Alex? Ice, baby. I always loved that song. I loved it. Did y'all see, oh, how cute. I love that. Thank you, Britta. My cousin used to sing rice. Too cold. I love it. Let me tell y'all something on John. Sing, Alex. What song was it? Baby Got Back? Yeah. Josh was like, 3 or 4. We used to listen to, because I took my niece and nephew everywhere. So we listened to everything, from one end to the other, which I still do, I always have. But I had a tape with that on it, so we always listened to it, when we were going somewhere. We'd crank it up and we'd all be singing, Well, one day, we had it on. I think we were at my sister's house. I think we were out by the pool. And he was just singing along, and there's a lady, still is a lady, that lived close to my sister. Her name was Barbara Mitchell. And in the part where it says red beans and rice did miss her, he sung red beans and Barbara Mitchell, and we cracked up. I said, what did you just say? And he looked at me and he started, we were laughing, so he laughed. And I told my niece, I said, rewind that. I said, sing it again. Because I knew that's what he said. I looked at her, I said, did he say Barbara Mitchell? She said, yep. I said, sing it, and he sang it again, and he said it again. Y'all, we cracked up. I have laughed, and every time I hear that song, when it gets to that part, that's what I say. So, yeah, I get it. It is cute when they do stuff like that, Trish. It's adorable. And you don't forget it, just like you didn't forget that, and I didn't. You said red beans and Barbara Mitchell. I was like, And my niece looked at me, we both cracked up, because we both knew what he said. It was so funny. But yeah, they make up their own words sometimes. Remember to hydrate and stretch if you need to. I know, right? I know. I never told her that either. remember to hydrate and stretch if you need to. That was so funny. I said, It was hilarious. They are, Alex. We had a lot of them together. Just like that night, he was trying to tell my niece to put conditioner on his hand. He was like, ditching her. And she said, what is your child saying? I said, I have no clue. I said, who told you that? Rah-rah. That's what he called my sister. So I went and got her. He just kept saying, ditch ner. Like we were going to know if he said it slower. This is green opal. Ooh, it's got a little... It's a little... Well, you can't tell it in there, but it's got a little pink looking spot on it. That's weird. Green opal helps with muscle and joint pain, headaches, grief, anxiety, and digestive issues. She called it goggle. I love that, Alex. That's hilarious. See, it's stuff like that you remember that we were, matter of fact, when we were eating today, we ate at that local chicken restaurant. They had the best fried chicken in Alabama. They win every year. The best in the county and the best in the state and all that stuff. I know, Alex, at least she was trying. She got the G's and the L right. She just got too many of one and not enough of the other one. She was close. But when we got our plate, I looked down and I said, they need to quit cooking these butter beans to mush. What? He almost spit his food out and he started laughing. I said, what is it? He said, they cook them like Brenda did, our friends that we got the house and stuff from. I said, shut up. Don't even say that. Because her husband told us one day, they said, don't ask her to cook any butter beans, any lima beans. He said she cooks them till there ain't no bean left. He said, it's husk and juice. That's what he thought about when it's funny how you think about funny things that people said like that. Hey, at least she knew it was something like that, Alex. She was close. It is. It is. Remembering the funny and good times is awesome. Oh, no, Jen called her Alexa. Goo-goo. That's hilarious. I love it. Oh, that's funny. My mama used to call things crazy words. That's like her calling us cheering. That's where I get it from. She said, cheering? We said, what? She made up her own words most days. That's funny, Tree. That's good, Alex. I'm glad you got to laugh a little bit. Oh, Josh used to get so mad because, well, my nephew used to get mad with my grandmama because she would call him my brother's name. He was, he was older. Well, then my nephew got older. Thank you, JoJo, for the follow. Got older. And my grandmama, when Josh came along, she called him my nephew's name. And it made Josh so mad. He said, Dad, blame it, that is not my name. I said, honey, she calls me my sister. She calls my mama her sister. I said, she don't call anybody by the right name. Deal with it. It's fine. Just answer and keep going. You know she's talking to you. I called you your cousin's name. Emily. Not the dog's name. Well, that's probably the name that she's most most used to calling, though. That's probably why. Uh-huh, that's the way mine would do, Tree. Well, I'd just laugh. I'd be like, she'll get it in a minute. Or she won't. I'll answer either way. Hey, Nancy, how are you? Yeah, it's funny how they do that. Chris kept trying to call my niece Ansley Gracie all afternoon. He was telling telling somebody that Amanda and Ansley wasn't sick yet, and he called Hank Hunter. That's his daddy's name. I was like, don't do that. Don't do that one. Don't do it. I know, right, Trish? Yeah, you will, Alex. You'll figure it out. You'll be like, Dad, blame the other one. I think one time I was talking to one of my nieces, and I said, what the crap is your name? I could think of everybody's except theirs. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. It happens, Alex, for sure. It's funny, though. There's no telling what Miss Harper got in today. I'm sure it was something. What'd she get in trouble for today, Nancy? I know she did something. I know, Emily, right? Yeah, we're talking about our grandmamas and everybody that used to call everybody else's name except ours till they got to us. My grandmama called me my sister's name. She called my nephew my brother's name. She called my son my nephew's name. She called my mama her sister's name. So, yeah. Ooh, that's a lot to try to remember, Trish. I'm going to tell you. Oh, yeah, you can definitely tell by the meow. They're all different. There you go, Emily. Did they call you by the right name then, Nancy? I had people call me by my sister's name that didn't even know I had a sister and didn't know what her name was. How weird is that? It happened a couple of different times. I was like, you don't even know I have a sister and what her name is. Why have you called me that? Mm-hmm. Yep, Nancy, we all did that. Oh, goodness, Trish, that's funny. It is wild, Hannah. That's funny. Oh, so she just called all y'all so she could remember all of them. I got you. He said what, Trish? When you called his name, he said what? I know, Nancy, right? Some of them can open doors. I've seen them do it. When my mama and her sister were younger, they looked almost like twins. They had the same color hair and everything before my aunt started dyeing hers darker. And one day my favorite cousin, Gary, came over to my house. And he came running in the door. Mama was in the bathroom. And my aunt was coming out of the kitchen. And he called her mama's name, and I looked at him and I said, that's not her. He said, what? I said, that's not her. Hey, Maddie, how are you? And about that time Mama stepped out of the bathroom, he said, there's two of them. I said, that's her sister. He said, oh my God, they look so much alike. I said, I know, right? Oh, she was fine? Well, good. Shut up, Hannah. Hey, Alan, how are ya? And she didn't tear it up today? We're hoping. I know, right, Emily? He said, are they twins? I said, no. They're not. I don't know if we're going to have to figure something out, though. That was funny last night. That's funny when it does stuff like that. Or not before last. It was hilarious with all the different things we talked about and it popping up. Haven't seen it pop up yet, but it will. Hey, Shanti, how are you? Welcome in. Good to see you. Glad you got to come in tonight. Remember to hydrate and stretch if you need to. My nose is trying to be stopped up. It wants to be aggravating tonight. You're welcome. We're glad you're here. Can you break a bone and it's still working not be... What? What are you talking about? Oh, you ready for a nap, Maddie? That t-shirt is definitely good every night. I'm just telling y'all. This is rose quartz. Oh no, Lisa. That's awful. Have they fixed it and put it in place? I hope so. Thank you for the heart, me, and the gifts. You good? Good. That's awesome. I hope you heal quickly. We're sending you some extra, girl. Lord, that's awful. Did you fall? Rose quartz is good for stress, tension, encourages peace and compassion, helps with physical heart issues, trauma, grief, helps heal emotional heart issues, and broken heart. You're welcome. I figured you did. I figured that's what happened. That's usually the way it is. Right, Trish, exactly. That gets on my nerves. Gets on my dang nerves. Okay, Alex, you're fine. Hey, E, how are you? Thank you for the gifts. Release it. Let it go. Thank you for the gifts, E. I bet it does, Allie. Hey, Autistic Medium, how are you? Thank you for the heart, me. That's right. Release it. Let it go. Thank you for the gifts. Lord, we got to talking, Trish, about names, and you forgot. Goodness gracious. Phew. This yawning and burping. Somebody releasing some. Thank you, Lisa, for the gifts. Releasing a lot. There you go, Maddie. Close your eyes, girl, and go right on to sleep. Take your little nap. This matches my shirt. It's pink. Pink. Somebody, one of my Kim folks used to say pink, and I was like, don't say pink. It's pink. I think it was my uncle. Same one that used to say mayonnaise instead of mayonnaise. I was like, first time he said it, I was over there at the house. We were eating lunch, I think. He said, hand me that marinade. I said, that what? I didn't know what he was talking about. My cousin said mayonnaise. I said, oh, okay, I got you. Thank you, Lisa, for the gifts. I wonder if a little friend gonna come back tonight. What y'all think? I tell y'all to stop distracting me, so I quit talking. You're welcome, Lisa. Thank you for being here and for what you do also. I did, right here in the same place I'm at, Jennifer. In the same little one horse, one red light town. We got one red light, y'all. One. Emily. That's so funny. I had a great uncle like that. And I'd be like, what you say? What did you say? No, Lisa, right? Thank you for the gifts. I appreciate it. Hey, Stephanie, how are you? Emily. You smile. I hope it was laughing. I hope it was funny. Hey, Devin, how are you? That's hilarious. I've done that before. Somebody'd say something. Usually it's somebody that mumbles really bad. They're about the only people that I can't understand very well. Good, I'm glad. And sometimes if they laugh, I just laugh with them. I'm like, I don't know what the crap they said, but they thought it was funny, so okay. There you go, Hannah. Uh-huh. It's weird. If you'll watch, I don't think I posted it, though. Didn't I post it in the regular chat? Happy Friday, Devin. I know, Emily, after the third time, you're like, screw it. Look at you go, Allie. It's crazy. Crazy. On that video, that I might have just put it in the mod chat, but it was from the Book of Two Faces, as I call it. Yeah. Hank's friend Axton, he was the one, he's done the photos and videos and everything for the football team the last 2 years, but he's fixing to graduate, so he's on the bigger and better things, you know. So he did an end of the year video, and he's got aerial photos of the town. I'm like, Lord, that looks weird. Because Smother Kate, That's too funny. You picked it up from him. You started saying it. I don't think so, Nancy. I think she just wanted me to shut up. I'm just saying. That's what it sounded like to me. From the way she talked, she said something about me talking, and then she said, "Y'all stop distracting her." I'm not distracted. I'm coordinated. I can do two things at once sometimes. I was like, and Trish was like, "She is not distracted." Snuffocate. That's funny. I know, Jennifer, right? It's funny. It didn't matter. I'd be talking anyway. But they don't know that because that was the first time in here. And you won't come in here your first time and tell me to shut up. No. That's why I said, just come back Saturday. When it's quiet. And then Trish was like, she is not distracted. We talked during the week. Right, that was it. I knew it was something about talking and distracting. Yep, that was it. Yeah, that's what she said. She said, y'all can stop talking. You're distracting her. Let her focus. And I said, you can come back Saturday when it's shut up Saturday. I don't talk. Allie. I know, right, Shanti? Remember to hydrate and stretch if you need to. I was like, I know she just didn't tell me to shut up. She left. She didn't stay. No, I don't. I usually don't, Maddie. Usually Nicole will come on Sunday. They are, Jennifer. They're crazy. I know, Emily. Me too sometimes. Yeah. Trish said she didn't stay long. I said there wasn't any need in her staying long because I wasn't going. We were talking. We were having a good time. Bye, Felicia. I did say bye, Felicia, later on. I think after Trish said she left, I said bye, Felicia. There you go, Nancy. That's what we needed. No, I was trying to be nice, Jennifer. I didn't call her a heifer. I probably should have, but I didn't. Yeah, I remember you saying you screenshot the name. This is Amazonite. It helps with muscle spasms, anxiety, helps release emotional blockages and past trauma, helps with anger and stress. She was in here. She'd been trying to clean up her house and do all kinds of things. But she's supposed to, she was on here a few minutes ago. She popped in and she's had a lot going on, so. Right, Jennifer. That's what I was going to say. She wouldn't know the difference whether I was being facetious or not. Nicole, are you here? There she is, see? There she is. I knew she was still here because she didn't leave. She didn't say, I'd be back. There she is. Oh, Lord, now she calling everybody else's name again. Girl, I'm almost caught up on downloading all of these, but so I hate to tell y'all, if y'all start getting multiple, hey, Alan, she said. That's hilarious. If y'all start getting multiple messages, those of you that follow me on the tube of you, then I uploaded videos, it's okay. Because I'm going to start uploading a bunch of them. I'm trying to get caught up getting them off of here first. I have been doing good the last few nights, though. I've been downloading them every night after I get off of here, so I can try to stay caught up now if I get the other, I think it's 5 or 6 or something. I know, Trish, that's what I'm saying. I'm way behind, girl, way, yeah. When I get them all on my phone, I may start going backward. And then if I get tired, I'll just quit. Because it's a lot. I counted last night, and it was like 150 of them, I think, that I've got to. And I was like, I don't want to, I may just do, what I may do is the older ones, I may just do the duels, like with Alex and Nicole. I may upload them and the Shut Up Saturdays up until like maybe the last month or so. That way I won't have to upload all that crap. Hey Lisa, thank you for the heart me. Thank you, other Lisa, for the gifts. Got 2 Lisas. Look at me go. Whoop, whoop. Yeah, Nicole calls it Saturday, so I decided I call it Shut Up Saturday because I like that better. For myself. He's good, Maddie. He was in there getting ice a while ago so everybody could hear him out of the refrigerator door. That's fast. I know, right? I think I'm staying out of the fence work tomorrow. I may ride up there and I'm gonna be the inspector. I'm gonna be like, that's crooked. I think he does. He does, Emily. He likes it. He does, Jennifer. I told him he likes to do that so that tomorrow, I said, we heard you in the refrigerator. He likes it. He was feeling a little better this afternoon, Nancy. She said he was finally able to start, that's all that in his chest finally started loosening up some so he could cough some of it up. So he was feeling a little better today, so maybe he's on the mend now. I asked her, well, her and Ansley's still okay. She said, yeah, so far so good. I said, well, maybe I won't get it then. She said, I don't want that mess. I said, I know you don't. It does help. I don't know what all they gave him at the doctor. But she started giving him that Tamiflu yesterday. I told her, I said, it sounds just like the flu. Because when I went to the doctor, it was mostly just the sinuses, right? They thought, this is the doctor that we stopped to go into and change. Y'all know the story. Anyway, she told him it was a severe sinus infection. I don't blame you, Emily, not a bit. But during the night, he got more symptoms. And I told her, I said, that sounds just like the flu. I hate to tell you. I said, you might want to call him and tell him he's got a whole lot more symptoms. Because I tested him and it was negative. But you know, with any of that stuff, if it hadn't been long enough for you to have enough in you for it to show up, it'll test negative even if you've got it. I said, you might want to tell her to give her some Tamiflu. She said, girl, I got some. Let me go ahead and start giving it to him. So she started giving him that. And I think that helped a lot too. You stayed as far away as possible. I don't blame you. I would too. We don't need dodgeball in our life. Not right now. He was sick, bless his heart. I don't blame you, Nancy. I would too. You might as well. We got cows fed for a few more days, so we're good to go. We usually have to fill it, when we have one trailer, we fill it up every 3 days, every third day. Y'all, we got two, and it lasted a whole week. Today was a week. I was like, look at us go. Yes. That'll help this winter too, not have to get out in the cold so often. What about an echocardiogram? What are you talking about? Are you talking about the EKG? She said, I don't know. That just popped in your head. You're getting like me, Maddie. You just saying whatever pops in your head. You know I do that, right? Remember to hydrate and stretch if you need to. It happens. It happens. Why am I going through these things so fast tonight? I ain't gonna be on near as long as I've been doing. Of course, I had 7 last night and I got 6 tonight, plus the... Maddie. Hey, Miss Charger, how are you? I fed them all pancakes. Yes, it's always tea time at night. Thank you, Miss Charger, for the heart, me. Parker's front door had been limped. Well, at least you made it, child. I'm glad you made it. Maddie, this is Soda Light. It's calming. It helps with headaches, intuition, digestive issues, mental clarity. Helps support your circulatory, digestive, and lymphatic system. I don't blame you, Nancy. With your foot like it is, child, you can't walk a long way. You did good to hobble that far. I know, I just looked and I was like, why is it just 10:11? That's weird. It supports your fat system. Yeah, Maddie, it supports your fat system. You're good. Is he back in the dang kitchen? I heard something. Thank heaven. Oh, I've never heard it called that before. Oh no, Nancy. No, he's not. He's probably eating peanut butter. The other night when he was in there, you know, and I told y'all, I said, what is he doing? Peanut butter. I don't know, Trish, but I blue appetite. Get your little blue appetite tower out. Blue appetite good for removing the fat system. You probably so, Jennifer. I wouldn't doubt it. Ooh, let it go. Oh no, Kimber. No worries. I was like that last night. I was sitting in there playing with my phone. I looked up and I said, oh crap, my phone's about to die. Well, that's what I got too, and that's what I use. I have got a larger piece of it, but it's heavy. I don't like those large ones. You need your charger. Miss Charger needs her charger. I always plug mine up when I come in here because I'm going to play music the whole time. But it was yesterday afternoon late, and I looked and I said, oh crap, my phone's about to die. Of course, I've been playing on it and watch people. Can you tape it on the fat zone? You probably could if you got some little small pieces of blue appetite. Just tape them where you need them. You saw what I did. Yeah, blue appetite's supposed to be good for that. There you go. Duct tape it so it'll stay longer. Oh no, Nancy. Girl, you better get started. You better put your brain in gear and figure something out. Buy crystals and tape. It could be some of the medicines you're taking too, Trish.
My daughter gave me these boots.
Crap. Don't nobody care. Tell her to take them back to the store. Where did my... There it is. Yeah, I said it. Okay. Dang. Here we go. You're going to tell them Harper doesn't work. There you go. It could be some of the medicines you're taking, Trish. You know, some of them will do that. Tell her to take them back to the store. Oh, yeah, they make all different colors and stuff. Chicken's done, fries are done. It's time to eat regardless of what's done, right? Yeah, a lot of medicines will do that to you, too. Oh, no, Trish. Have you asked your doctor about it? I'm surprised they hadn't said something already. This is weird. The other night it was just talking every few minutes. Just, it must have found somebody else to irritate tonight. I'll say that and then it'll pop up. Watch it. I know that's right, Miss Charger. Yeah, pizza's always good. It's good anytime. I can always eat pizza. It's always been one of my favorite foods. We used to go to the movies almost every weekend when I was in high school and right after then, and we always went to the Pizza Hut and ate. It'd be worth a try, Trish. Hey Pam, how are you? What you up to, girl? Oh Lord, they aggravating y'all tonight then instead of me. If I say those two letters, or the letter and the, yeah, the two letters, it'll probably start. Just hanging out with peeps. All right now. I said Pam, not Pan, Pam. I said, hey Pam. Girl, you're so crazy. I was telling I was talking about you the other day, Maddie. Your ears were probably burning, but it's okay. Oh, that's right, Trish. I forgot about it. Girl, the thing's not that long. I was telling her about, she was telling me about this dude that does meditations, is what we were talking about when she was putting my acupuncture needles everywhere. And she was talking about he's got this certain breathing technique. And I busted out laughing, and she said, what is it? I said, I was thinking about Maddie. She said, what'd she do? And I told her about you coming in and saying you had been watching a meditation and he told you to breathe through your knees. I said, we were like, you have lost your mind. You're hearing things. I said, we were giving her trouble. Ooh, I don't blame you, Trish. I wouldn't want to try that either then. Yeah. And I told her, I said, she kept saying, I'm telling y'all that's what he said. I said, so Nicole said, okay, I'm going to listen. I'll be back. I said, she came back and she said, y'all, that is what he said. And I said, oops. I said, I'm so sorry, Maddie. I thought you were hearing things. She just cracked up. She said, that's hilarious. And she thought that was so funny. I said, but we thought she was just saying that because I said, she'll come in and just say random stuff sometimes. I said, so we thought she was joking. I said, she was like, no, really. She said, that's funny. I know, Maddie, right? She thought that was hilarious. I said, girl, you just don't know the things that go on sometimes. Yeah, that's true, Trish. That's what they say. You never know, Maddie, what people gonna say. Or what I'm gonna say. What's gonna happen, you know? One of those things, all I know to tell you. When is your TikTok still having issues? You keep coming and going. Is it still freezing for you again? Right. Or people tell me to shut up. Right. They come in here being rude. Sometimes I have to match the energy. And be like, look. Yeah, I went in there and I soaked in a hot bath, Trish, and I told Chris said, after you get out, I'll put some of that Trish cream on it for you. Well, we both forgot it. Then we went to eat. And I thought about it after we got back, but before I could say something about it, I got to doing something else and got sidetracked, and I was like, well, I forgot it again. It is fun sometimes, Pam. It really is. You just Googled and what? You goggled? That's still funny. See, that's what I'm saying. I figured it was something you were taking. Because some of them do. Thank you, Miss Charger, for the gift. That's why I said check them, because that's probably what it is. Well, I'm getting sleepy, y'all. I'm relaxing. Lord, and I still got the piddle light and these three together, these triplets. I'm gonna call them triplets. I gotta put my feet back up. I about got my toes asleep now. That makes sense too. Yep. There's a lot of medicines that cause it. Yeah. Remember to hydrate and stretch if you need to. I hope I don't sleep wrong again tonight, because that heifer was hurting this morning, y'all. It was rough. And I told Griffin, we went over there and got the hay trailers to fill up. I said, you have hit every dang hole between the house and here. He said, well, it's bumpy. I can't help it. You might want to see if they could change it, though, if the weight bothers you that much. But you want to be able to sleep. You can't go without sleep. Yeah, I've heard a lot of people say that they took that and it was the best thing they ever took, but then it had the side effects too, so they didn't like that part. But this is Gem Quality Lepidolite. It calms and relaxes, helps connect your crown, heart, and third eye chakras, helps with stress, anxiety, and sleep, and it also contains lithium, which is in many mental health medicines. Yeah, I know a lot of people were sleepwalking when they took that. Well, you might want to talk to your doctor about changing it. I got some magnesium cream and I got some Trish cream. I got some castor oil. I bought some. Did I tell y'all about my castor oil when I got it? I was going to get some, and Prep was talking about it, and I said, what kind do you use? Well, she sent me the link to the design of the castor oil that she used, right? I ordered it. When it came, my neighbor that lives on the other side of our pasture, she works at the post office. She sends me a message, which I had gotten a notification that it was going to be delivered that day, right? She sends me a message that morning. Girl, we got a package for you that something's leaking out of. As soon as she said it, I knew what it was. I was like, God bless it. It's a huge bottle. Yeah. They had, at the post office, they have the little trays that are about that deep, little plastic trays that they put. She had it in one of them, had some paper towels, and the paper towels were absolutely soaked. The box was absolutely soaked. You still got them in your trunk, Pam? I thought you were going to take them out, child. That was a month or two ago. Dang, girl. You sound like me. That's funny, though. I didn't even send them a message because it wasn't their fault. They had it wrapped up. You would think it would have been safe the way it was wrapped. But right at the bottom of the bottle, where it starts to curve under, it got hit just right on that edge, and it knocked a hole in it. Thankfully, they didn't stand it up, because if they had, there wouldn't have been any left in it. Which there wasn't. There might have been a fourth of it that leaked out. And since it was such a big bottle, I didn't worry about it. It was the post office fault. I should have filed a claim with them, what I should have done, but I didn't. But I did with my crystals. When they were lost for a darn month. And then they showed up after I filed a claim and got the check. But the postmaster said, keep it. So I did. I said, I got this check, and then my thing showed up. He said, they won't ever ask any question. He said, you had to go to a lot of trouble to try to figure out where it was. And it sat in the same place for a month. Somewhere over in East Alabama, or toward the northeast. From what he said, Hannah had done. Because when they sent it, it had made it goes to Montgomery. That's the big one it goes to before and it comes straight down here to Iowa. It made it up there. Well, all of a sudden it didn't move for a couple of days. And I called them and I said, what is going on? I said, girl, they've been having problems up there. It's just a mess. I said, well, I'll wait a little bit longer. Well, I checked it a few days later. Hey, Kathy, how are you? Checked it a few days later. It had went from there way over there in the edge of the, about halfway up, which I'm in the bottom, right in the middle. Close to the bottom, right. It went about halfway up the state that way, all the way over to the edge, close to the Georgia line. And I was like, why did it go off over there? Well, I kept checking it, and it kept sitting there. It sat in that post office for a solid month. No movement, nothing. It did, Pam. So I called down there one day and I said, can y'all see if y'all can find out anything? Hey, Atlas, how are you? About this package, I said, it's been sitting here for a month. They looked and they said, we don't see anything. All we see is the same thing you do, that it went to Montgomery. It went from Montgomery to there, and it's been sitting there. He said it's probably lost or somebody stole it. It's probably what happened. Nancy, that's up to you, girl. You just do whichever one you feel like doing. I'm in South Alabama. I'm in Brantley. They're up in North Alabama. He said, file a claim. He said, you probably won't ever see it. He said, if it's been sitting there that long, it's probably either lost and they won't ever find it, or it's probably been stolen. I said, okay, so I did. Becky was a beauty from South Alabama. Yep. Daddy had a heart like a 9-pound hammer. It always pops in your head when I say that. That's funny. Whatever you feel like you should do, Nancy. But I filed the claim. And I had actually forgotten about it. Might have done enough time in the slammer. There you go. What was I thinking? No, don't bring Harper. You don't want to get in trouble again. They sent me the check. And I kept forgetting to take it and get it cashed. And then one day I got this message, something was being delivered, and I was like, I didn't order anything. Opened the door, and I was like, Lord have mercy. They have found my package. I was like, well, now do I cash the check or do I send it back? So I went by the post office, and I said, our friend one went to school with is postmaster. I said, hey. He said, what? I said, what I do with this? He said, what you mean, what you do with it? I said, child, you know what? My package sat in that place for a month, and we thought it was lost or stolen. I said, it showed up yesterday. He was like, what? I said, He said, that never happens. He said, usually if it's stuck somewhere for a month, it never shows up. He said, girl, just go on and cash it. They're not going to ask any questions as long as it's been. It was, one of them was my gym soda light. And there was something else in there, but I can't remember what it was. It was gym soda light and something else. There you go. Think about a little white tank top sitting right there in the middle by me. There you go. Yeah, there was. I think there was 3 or 4 in there, but the main one was the gym soda light that I had bought. And there were a few more. I do too, Trish. I like it too. It's on my playlist. That's always a good one to listen to. And I even, after he told me that, I was like, well, dang, I better see if he still got some soda light and get me another one, because he said it probably wouldn't ever show up. And I was like, I wanted another one. So when he came back on that weekend, I was like, do you have any? He had like 2 or 3 left. And why does that always sound like it quit? The heifer froze again. Why does this happen, people? It happened last night. All right, I'm going to touch it and turn it on. What? What keeps pausing it? That is so weird. Oh, Trish, mine too. That's the 3rd time it's done that. Yeah, Megatron's in here just wreaking havoc. Evidently, he likes to pause my music these days. He's on a roll. I don't know. It was weird. And I actually got the check a whole lot quicker than I thought I would. That was my knee, in case y'all wondered. If you heard it. But it was strange. He said, girl, just cash the check. It's okay. He said, as long as it was lost, they have no clue. I said, okay then. He said, that's what you get for all your worrying and troubles. But I got another one. And then that one, I had already bought the second one. When that one showed up, I was like, well, I got another one coming now. It was weird. I was like, well, I guess I needed another one too. Don't buy a little tiny peridot specimen. I'm just saying. Yep, it's time for meals. We forgot it. Crap. Remember to hydrate and stretch if you need to. And let's take medicine. I'm telling you, Trish, that was, I was like, do what? It's how much? I need to tell them to send me a little perky box for them. They ought to send me 5 at that price. That was ugly, huh? Everybody taking nighttime medicine. Because it's that time. If you have not taken your nighttime meds, now is the time. I think we lost Alex. Bless his heart, he needs some rest. Ooh, that one wanted to get home. What's what? What's what? It's water. Water. This is tea. I started to say that, Trish, and I was like, well, let me just do what I gotta do. Oh yeah, it did look dark in that. I gotta buy me some lemons too. It really is, Trish. And my question is, why do you put the ones that are a whole lot off on sale? Why do you put the ones that are not on sale on the same table as you did that one? Oh well, but anyway, triplets. Going on further, triplets. I forgot to tell Nicole about that too. I had to message her and tell her about that little deal. Ooh, here we go. We're releasing something with these. We got Boy Night, Highlight, and Chrysanthemum on. This may put me out. I'm just telling y'all. I read it and I read it again. I thought, well, it can't be much. I clicked on it and I was like, ugh. It's like, what is going on? You got one eye closed? Good. Close the other one, girl, and just go ahead, go on to sleep. You got your eyes packed tonight? On your foot. Yeah, that'll work. Then I won't have to retype all that mess. That was a mess. When I clicked on it, I said, I stopped breathing for a minute. It took my breath. I was like, did I read that right? Yeah, I did. Mm-mm. Are you for real, Maddie? Are you lying? Mine was trying to act up early. I was like, we're not doing this, heifer. Do you have AFib? I hope we all sleep well tonight, and I hope I wake up. Atrial fibrillation. That's when your heart does that. You have palpitation. Have you checked your blood pressure? Might not have anything to check it with. Oh, did the cardiologist do tests for you? I wish mine, well, I don't know. When I'm stressed. That's weird, Maddie. It could be just stress then causing her assumption. I was gonna say it could be vitamins too, yeah. Could be a lot of different things. You don't ever know. But at least they said it was, you were normal, so. Well, as normal as you can be. Yeah, Nicole, Trish forwarded a message from me of what happened the other day. Girl, I like freaked out. Sorry, Maddie. My bad. Oh, God. Hey, I'm the same way. So, I say the same thing about myself. Because it's true. I'm as normal as I'm going to get. Which is really not normal, but it's okay. I have fun. That's all that matters. I couldn't resist. It is, Allie. It is. Hey, I'm going to tell the truth. I know I'm crazy. I know, Nicole, right? Girl, I clicked on it, I looked at it, and I was like, I said, did I see that right? And I looked again, and I was like, what the crap? It was an invoice that I got the other day. I know, right, Nicole? I started to, and I was like, just go ahead and get it over with, and you just won't buy another one. And won't. I was like, oh my God. I had to sit down for a minute after I looked at that. Yeah. Looks like he would have cut it in half or something because it was their fault, not mine. And like I said, it was laying there on the same table, right beside, right up under all that other stuff that was on sale. Nobody said that wasn't. So I don't know what to tell you. Noah hadn't gone yet, Adley. I may go tomorrow while he's putting fence up. Unless he calls me and says, I need your help. That's usually what happens. And then I end up in the middle of all his mess. Exactly, Nicole. That's what I thought too, but it is what it is. You would think. Oh, that's good, Allie. I need to get me a new one. I've been looking. Right, Nicole. Exactly. A whole lot. It freaked me out. I'll just tell you it did. Yeah, this one right here in front of me, Lord, this thing is 20 some odd years old. So it's getting plenty of age on it. And the other one that I got, it is slow as crap. Hadn't got anything hard on it. Why it's so slow, I have no clue. But I don't like it. So I think I'm gonna break down and get one. Because, you know, with one this old, as old as this, you never know, you know, when something will happen to it. This one's been a good one now. It's a Dale. And it's dang sure been a good one. Because he plays games on it every day. So, yeah. But I hadn't moved it around a lot, and you know, except like when we go on a trip somewhere or something, and I take it with us, you know. But as far as in here, it sits right here. I don't move it around all over the house very seldom, so that may be one thing that I know, Trish. Well, I took it. We have um, there are a couple of brothers that have a store in the next town up, and that's what they do. They work on computers. One of them went to school with my nephew, and he went to school to build them and work on them. So I'm sure he can build them also. But I took it up there to them a few years ago and got them to upgrade everything. So, but I'm surprised it hadn't already became obsolete and won't do anything. But because the one I took the one that Josh had, it's a Mac. I took it up there because he forgot the password. He had it when he was in college, and that was what, 10, 11 years ago. He said, I can't remember the password to that darn computer. We tried everything we could think of, nothing worked. So I took it up there and got them to take the password out so that we could get in it, you know. And I asked them, could it be upgraded? And he said, with the system that's on it, as old as it is, he said it's not. If you were able to get it upgraded, it'd be so slow you couldn't use it. So I guess I'm just gonna have to break down and buy one. So the 83 is a little high, Tree. Are you keeping a track of your blood pressure on a piece of paper so that you can show it to your cardiologist when you go? Because they give me one every time I go and want me to check it and bring it back a little. I usually forget it though. About the time we're fixing to be there, Chris will be like, did you bring your paper? Nope, I forgot it. But they give me one every time I go. Oh, cool. I hadn't thought about that, Trish. Okay, I'll check. Yes, getting close to Christmas, they'll be having sales and stuff, won't they? I use this other one over here with my Cricut. But Lord, it's so slow. And the last 3 times that I went to cut something out with my Cricut, and I opened the computer up. When I opened the Cricut Design, it wouldn't do anything. All 3 times I had to delete Cricut Design, go back in there and reinstall it, and then it would work one time. Then when I go back in there to try to use it again, it did the same thing. So I'm over it. Okay, well, as long as you got something you can show them, you know. It'll make you a list in your phone or take pictures so you have it or whatever. Something's wrong with it, Allie. When I first did it, put it on there, I didn't have any problem with it the first 4 or 5 times I used it. But the last 3 times, I've had to uninstall it and reinstall it every single time. Because it'll open up, but then it won't let you make anything. When you click to make something, it just sits there with nothing on the screen. It's white. So I have to uninstall and reinstall it. I don't know what's going on with it. They are, Allie, that's for sure. I use my phone for most everything, unless it's something I need to print out, or which I can print stuff from my phone with this. I hate this printer I got. Do not buy whatever this thing is. What is it? Epson. Don't buy one. It showed that it had a screen on the front, and it looked like a touch screen, right? You know how most of the time there's a button or something that you can, and there are buttons on the front. You're supposed to be able to mash a button to print something, to scan something, to copy something, whatever. If you're going to print, scan, or copy something, you got to have an app on your phone. And you have to use it to print it. You can't do it from the front of the printer. I despise it. The ink cartridges are about that thick and about that wide. So they last no time. I'm just telling you, don't buy Epson. Don't do it. Epson, E-P-S-O-N. Don't buy it. I fuss every time I have to use it. I was trying to think what the last one I had was a Hewlett Packard, I think. I don't know what it was. Yeah. I told Chris, I said, I'm going to sling this thing out in the yard. And, you know, there's companies that'll sell knockoff cartridges cheaper. And I bought them with my Hewlett Packard, never had a problem. You put one in this heifer, it'll tell you don't recognize it. So I've got bookhoodles of them over here that I can't even use because it won't recognize them. Don't do it. Take my advice. Don't buy one. It's weird. Remember to hydrate and stretch if you need to. Yeah, and I hate the heifer too. I'm gonna send them a message and be like, I won't ever buy another one of these heifers. Y'all need to fix the mess so it'll work right. You can't refill the ink cartridges. No, not refillable. You can't use the knockoffs. Like I said, they're about that thick and about that wide, so they don't hardly hold any ink, so they don't last very long. It irritates me. That Hewlett Packard I had, the ink in it would last forever, and you could refill them. Not this. You want to be contrary. Yeah, that's a little slow, Trish. Hush, Hannah. That's what I need. I can only imagine how many cartridges I would have gone through with this one if I had had it when I printed out my Reiki 1 manual. I'd have gone broke buying ink cartridges. Go back to sleep, Emily. I hope you have a good night. I know, Trish, right? That's weird. Yeah, he needs to see all the different varieties that it does. Where this one, both numbers are too high, but then one number's too high and one's fine, and then your blood pressure's fine, but your heart rate's too. Yeah, he needs to see all that stuff. Well, 64 is it's okay. Mine usually stays in the 60s or 70s until I have AFib or I have SVT, and then with the SVT it goes to 210. Y'all, that freaked me out that time that happened. I was like, what is going on? And it was so fast, my blood pressure cuff wouldn't even check my blood pressure. My cardiologist told me the very first time I went. Yeah, see, my mama's was always fast like that. Mine used to be fast like that until I started taking all this medicine. But they're trying to keep my blood pressure, my heart rate down, because if it goes up, it'll trigger the AFib. So that's what we're trying to. But he told me the first time I went to him, he said, yeah, it sounds just like AFib. Yeah, that's true. He said, I see you got on an Apple Watch. I said, and I was thinking, where are we going with this? Why aren't we talking about my watch? I said, yeah. He said, the next time it happens, record it. And he showed me, where to go, what to do to record it. He said, that way when you come back the next time, he said, I can look on your phone and I can see it. And I can tell for sure if that's what it is. When I went back, matter of fact, I ended up in the emergency room that very night with it again. I called him the next day. They said, we're going to put a heart monitor on you. Come back down here. And he said, did you happen to record it on your watch? I said, yep, sure did. He said, give me your phone. He looked at it. He said, that's exactly what it is. He said, you're the second person I've diagnosed with their watch. And so I told the little idiot male nurse that was up there that night that I had recorded it, and it said atrial field. If it's not, it says did not detect it. And so Mr. Smarty said, that's not accurate. You don't need to be doing that. I said, well, my cardiologist said it was, and he said do it, so that's what I did. So when I go back to him, he can look at it. Well, the doctor came in, and I told him about it, and he said, oh, really? I said, yeah. I said, he said, well, I need to tell people. He said, I'm glad you told me that, because I can tell people to do that if something like that happens. I said, yeah. I said, he said for me to always record it so that he could see it. He said, where you go? So I showed him. He said, that's neat. I said, yeah, it is. I know, Trish, I figured that your cardiologist will probably put one on you. More than likely. I figure they'll probably want you to wear one. Of course, they may want to do like a stress test and stuff like that too, because I had to do that at the beginning too. I did the stress test, the echocardiogram, and they put the, and then when I had that SVT that night, I called them the next day and I said, look, I don't know what happened last night. I said, but something did, and it was weird. I said, my heart rate went up to 210. He said, what? I said, I couldn't check my blood pressure, so I wouldn't take the pill to drop my blood pressure because I couldn't tell if it was up or not, and I didn't want to bottom it out, you know. He said, did you record it? I said, yeah. He said, come down here. He said, I want to look at it. I showed it to him. He said, that looks like SVT. That wasn't atrial field. He said, that's but taking steroids by mouth triggered that one. So I don't do that anymore. I saw him last time. Huh. Oh my goodness, Nicole, that's awfully low. I did the stress test too. That was one of the first things they did with me. But he said, that looks like SVT, but I'm gonna send it to myself. I'm gonna email it to myself, that way I can see it on the bigger screen and it'll be further apart. Cause it was just constant, cause it was 210, it was just getting it. And he looked at it and he said, yeah, that's what it was. And I said, well, I was taking an oral steroid, bingo, that's what did it. He said, that was it. I said, well, crap. Okay, at least we know now, so. Yeah, you gotta make sure it's pretty tight. I don't know what they'll do then, Tree. Good, I don't know how you take them pills every day. But, well, since yours is not spiking before you take it every time, that's probably why it does it to me. That's probably why it makes me feel like crap for 2 days. I didn't have to run, I just had to walk fast. It doesn't have to be tight. I can stick my little finger under the edge of mine. I mean, it doesn't have to be so tight it hurts you. I can stick my little finger up under mine. But it pretty much stays in contact with my skin, though. I imagine so, Nicole. You just have to talk to them and see, Trish. One of Chris's cousins went for one, and he was like that. He couldn't do a lot of the physical part of it. And what they did was they checked his, and then they gave him some kind of medicine that affects it. Just like if you were walking or running, walking fast or running, and then they checked it again. So they might could do that with you. It kind of makes your body think that you're walking fast or running, and it shows what would happen if you were, you know. So they might can do it that way. Oh Lord, I got dizzy all of a sudden. Don't tell me this shit gonna act up tonight. Maybe because I had my legs straightened out too long. That's probably what it was. But yeah, they'll figure something out anyway. You go this coming week, don't you? Wednesday? Is it Wednesday? Thank you for the gift, Sally. Oh, we got 77 out of 111. Thank you for the heart, me, Nicole. Okay, I hope everybody is good and relaxed if you're not already asleep. I hope Alex is sleeping well. Bless his heart. Oh, I hope he's still awake, but I bet he's not. This shoulder blade is in a mess. Dang it. Thank you to my mods for keeping it a nice, safe space for everybody. I appreciate you. Thank you for all the likes, the comments, the shares, the gifts, the conversation, the laughs. You feel it? Oops, my bad. Crap hurt. I'm glad you all came in and sat with us for a while tonight. I should be back tomorrow night around 9 or a little after Central Time. Come back, we'll do it all again. Hope you all have a good night. Thank y'all, I appreciate you. I hope you sleep well. I love y'all. See you tomorrow night. Yeah, the Shut Up one's tomorrow night. Come back for Shut Up Saturday. We'll try not to talk too much. Oh, dang, Trish. You're going to have to tell them you need a Saturday night off. Just one. Because the last time you had one off, we didn't do Shut Up. We talked. And you said the one night that I get to come in and you don't shut up. I haven't forgot. Tell them you need one off anyway. Just one. Tell them you want to swap a Friday for a Saturday one weekend. You'll be fine. Okay. I hope you sleep well. Good night.